This week on Just Guitar Talk, we've got the DSM Humboldt Dumblifier Overdrive Special. Check it out. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Just Guitar Talk. So, look at this. Woo-hoo-hoo. This is the DSM Humboldt Dumblifier Overdrive Special. It's a Dumble in a pedal by the folks at DSM Humboldt. If you don't know about them, they're famous for their simplifier pedals. It's an all analog, pretty much little amp in a box, you know. It's got all kinds of cool knobs and switches and this nice analog, not digital technology that gives you an ampless solution. So this is their take on the Dumble amplifier. Have I played a Dumble? No. Have you? Probably not. And they're all different, right? But this is, they've got a hold of a Dumble and they, did their magic, and they took all their technology and they made this little guy right here. So basically, we've got, we got a clean side, we've got a dirty side. We have so much stuff here. So let's just start with the front here. So we've got this right here, which engages either your reverb or your preamp boost, and you can switch between the two right there. We've got your clean and dirty channel, and then the bypass. Also, we've got cab simulation for each of your outputs here. And we have outputs here, and then on the outputs on the side, you could bypass that cab sim if you just want to plug it right into a powered speaker that has a speaker that you already prefer. The speakers here, you got a G12M, a G12H, and an EV12L on each side. And you can also choose between 212, 1x12, or 4x12. And then we've got your basic EQ, bass, mid, treble. You also got a switch for bright switch, and then we have a mid boost switch, which is very prominent. You can totally hear the difference, I'm told. And then you can go between rock and jazz. Just two different EQs. On the back here, we've got a send and return. We've also got a left mono. We got your power switch. This does not come with power, so it'll just take 9 volts, so you can plug it right into your pedal board. And we also have XLR outs left and right, and a ground lift switch to help you out with noise. And like I said, on the back here, or on the other side, we've got outputs right and left, and you can have little switches right here to disengage the cab sim. And we've also got head put in and an aux in. On the front here, so much stuff, right? We have DIHP and HP for your aux out. I'm sorry, I really don't know what that is. But I imagine it controls your aux levels here with this volume knob as well. And then we have your reverb. For the reverbs, we have plate ether, and room. A lot of stuff going on here, but let's see how it sounds. Okay, so we could talk for ages about what this pedal can do and go through all the different things, but what I aim to do with this video is basically start from zero and just find the tones that I would use. So I'm just looking for a tone that would service my needs, both the clean and the dirty side. I'm going to be using my PRS SE DGT. Now these are fairly hot pickups, so we'll dial it back, we'll use them full bore, and then I'll also tap it time again, just to get some different tones. But all right, we're going to start off with the pedal right now. I got it on Hall Reverb, and this is what it sounds with just nothing. First, I'll mess around with the EQ. These are generally my preferred EQ settings. I like that bright switch. We're going to leave that on. That's a noticeable mid boost. I think I'll leave it off. Yeah, the rock setting is a little bit more upfront, a little bit brighter, which suits my needs, so I'm going to keep it on the rock setting. The input boost is going to remain off. I don't really need it for this type of guitar. A noticeable difference between all the different cabinets, but I think I'm going to choose the middle one. Sounds nice to me. And as far as the cabinet selection goes, I think I'm going to stick with the 212. I play a 212 in real life in gigs. 412 is, this is pretty much about bass response for me. The 112 is nice, but it's got not the full round sound that I need. The 412, I think, is a little bit too bassy. I don't know how that would sound in other applications, but the 212 is just right, the Goldilocks for me. So I think we might have found a clean tone that I dig. So let's play around with it. Now with the preamp boost. Cool. I think we found our clean tone. All right, now onto the drive sound. So we're going to keep the EQ the same. I'm going to keep the cabinets the same, all that stuff. So the ratio acts like an input volume, and then the drive is the drive. So I'm going to be messing around with that, also the master volume, to get my desired drive sound. Let's hit that input drive. Sorry, preamp boost. Well, despite all the stuff going on in this pedal, I think I was able to find my clean and dirty sounds pretty quick. You know, as long as you have a basic knowledge of how amplifiers work, you can really get some cool tones. And you know, listen, we all love pedals, but it is cool to just plug directly into an amplifier, just your guitar and the amp sometimes. And that's what I really enjoy doing with this pedal. It's very cool. I can see it being a great application for silent stages as well as at home recording. And I gotta say, it's really nice to have an alternative for those two things for somebody who doesn't want to go digital. There's so much great stuff digital these days, but maybe you don't want to get into that whole thing and you don't want to program your amp with a computer and all that stuff. If you're a little bit more old school, but you still need to go silent either for a silent stage or just home recording, then you can grab one of these guys for about 600 bucks, not too bad. And it's incredibly well built, looks cool, tons of options for connectivity, and as we heard, it sounds great. So this is really cool. And you know, I've been wanting to try their simplifier pedals for a long time, and I think, you know, this has convinced me to go and grab one of those as well. So great job everybody at DSM Humboldt. So make sure you try this out. Don't sleep on it. Does it sound like a Dumble? Don't ask me, I never played one, but it sounds good. It sounds real good. And you know, I also had this going through a Tonex cab, great little cab. So you can have this as like a small amp at home that you want to practice with, hook it up to an FRFR or some studio monitors. Sounds good. Do you have one? Have you tried one? Have you played a Dumble? Let me know in the comments. I love to hear from y'all. Make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and also share it with your guitar playing friends and family and loved ones. If you want to contribute to the channel, you can click the tip jar link in the description below. We really appreciate you. And thank you again for stopping by. Go get yourself a Dumble or Dumblifier. Have a great week.